today's news?
Racially motivated attack.
His writings and his manifestos were the diary of a madman.
Tropical storm strengthens.
Floridians along our Gulf Coast should be vigilant.
Marines killed in Australia crash.
This recovery and investigation will be prolonged, enduring, and complex.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. The FBI is investigating the deadly Saturday shooting attack at a Florida Dollar General store as a hate crime. The white gunman obtained his guns legally. The 3 people he killed were black. CBS's Manuel Bajarquez says there's been an outpouring of anguish and anger.
In times like these.
Just steps from the scene of the deadly Dollar General store shooting in Jacksonville, hundreds gathered Sunday to honor the victims.
We cannot tolerate hate against our black community.
Among the 3 people killed was Gerald Gallion, who was shot as he entered the store. He leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter. How do you even begin to explain to her what happened?
We haven't.
You haven't?
She doesn't know yet. We're trying to figure out the words to tell her because she was a daddy's girl.
Surveillance video captured 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmeter walking up to the store. Authorities say he wore a face covering, latex gloves, and a bulletproof vest under his shirt. He was also armed with 2 firearms, including an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle covered with swastikas. Authorities say during the shooting, the gunman, who lived with his parents, texted his father and told him to break into his bedroom. There, his father found a suicide note, a will, and writings Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters described as racist.
I mean, he was just completely irrational.
Florida's Gulf Coast is bracing for a hurricane. Governor Ron DeSantis and others are keeping a close eye on Tropical Storm Idalia.
It will become a hurricane by late Tuesday afternoon, and it could arrive at the state of Florida as strong as a Category 2 hurricane.
And this morning, Hurricane Franklin strengthened to a Category 3. It's 500 miles southwest of Bermuda. Top sustained winds 115 miles an hour. Now to Louisiana, CBS's Janet Shamlian has more on 4 major wildfires that are burning. One is the largest in state history.
Firefighters are racing to battle the rapidly spreading flames in northeastern Louisiana, where the Tiger Island fire forced the 1,200 residents of Maryville to evacuate.
It's moving pretty fast, and you can feel the air picking up.
So far, the fire is only 50% contained, and the local sheriff said at least 20 buildings have gone up in flames.
While we're pretty good in practice at emergency response, not so much on the wildfires.
The governor also said some of the fires could have been prevented if residents had followed a statewide burn ban that's been in effect for weeks.
This is so scary to think that we could lose our home.
Monica Hickman evacuated her home last week to stay with her brother. She's since left his place, fearing the fire spread.
Praying for rain.
There's a court hearing today on the push by former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to move the Georgia election case against him to federal court. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The argument he's making is that these crimes for which he's been accused occurred when he was serving as a U.S. President's Chief of Staff, and that this is a federal jurisdiction thing. The prosecutor has responded, we're talking about crimes that you've alleged to commit when you were serving as a campaign surrogate of Donald Trump. You can't be a federal employee, a federal officer, and campaign. That's against the law.
Also today, a Washington federal judge is expected to set a trial date for former President Trump in the special counsel's election conspiracy case. Overseas, Russia is accusing a former U.S. consulate worker in the Far East of illegally passing information to American diplomats. And over the weekend, Russian officials confirmed mercenary leader Yevgeny Prigozhin was one of 10 people killed in last week's plane crash near Moscow. 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.